I see many individuals that are really focused on improving their long-term health. However, they want clarity and they want to know that they're doing the right thing. Most people do random cardio, hoping for the best. But today I'm going to take that randomness and that lack of a structure and give you 5 evidence-based protocols that when you implement it properly, they actually get you some results. We're talking about lowering blood pressure, managing your cardiovascular risk factors, lowering your A1C, which is a strong risk factor for cardiovascular disease. We're talking about improving your actual VO2 max, the maximum capacity of using oxygen for performance. This will be data-driven. This is no guessing work. I'm going to take all that out. 5 protocols. Are you ready? Protocol 1. We talk about updated software. We talk about, kind of like an old school workout. However, we have to still respect the foundation. The foundation is aerobic training, the classic jogging, zone 2, conversational threshold. This means you exercise at an intensity that you can talk, but you would rather not. And the real protocol is 30 minutes or longer, 5 to 7 days a week. If it's a little bit overwhelming right now, it is okay, but it's important to know where we're heading. The intensity, as I said, conversational, but you would rather not to talk. 55 to 65% of your VO2 max if you have that data available to you. Quick check-in. If you find value in this type of information, it would mean the world to me if you click like or you make some comments about it. Protocol number 2. If you want to lower your blood pressure, you can actually do static isometric training. Isometric training is when you contract your muscles, but there's no movement. For example, the famous wall sits, when you play a sport or whatever, you're not doing what you're supposed to, and the coach says go to the wall, and they give you those little punishment. Actually, it's not punishment, it's pure training. But isometric training, where you hold that contraction, has the capacity to release nitric oxide and produce a relaxation of the arteries, and it drops up to 11 points your blood pressure, right? And the protocol could be hand squeeze, like hand grip squeeze, 30% effort for 2 minutes. So you're not like killing it for a few seconds. You can measure your hand grip strength and then go 30% of that and just hold it for 2 minutes and repeat that, 4 times. And if you apply the principle of progressive overload, you can even increase from that. The other one, which is a massive amount of muscle mass involved, will be the wall sit. You sit down at an angle that you can keep the contraction for 2 minutes. It should be quite difficult at the end. You should be feeling a strong burn at the end of the 2 minutes, and then you rest maybe for 1 minute, and you repeat that 3 or 5 times. Again, this can be personalized to you, and you do this, 2, 3, 4 times a week. Protocol number 3, metabolic armor. This is nothing to do with cardio. This is heavy lifting, resistance training, a classic mode of exercise. We always tend to separate, like if you're doing strength, you're not doing cardio. Well, that's been debunked. And when you use and develop your muscle mass properly, you're using plenty of carbohydrates. All the glucose is being used for those muscles, even independent of insulin. What you are doing is you're reducing your blood sugar, and we know that if you have optimal blood sugar, you don't have any pre-diabetes, insulin resistant, or diabetes. So work on your muscles seriously. Lift heavy resistance. You have to start slow, but the goal is to go to a point that you are managing an effort that gives you 8 to 12 reps, 3, 4, 5 sets, accumulating maybe 10 sets or 15 sets per week. Start where you are, but keep in mind, resistance training, lifting heavy, help you improve your cardiovascular health. Protocol number 4. Now we're gonna go specific. This is building and improving your VO2 max, your maximum capacity to use oxygen. In this case, we're talking about something that people knows, people heard about, people see that they're doing, but they're not gaining or not applying clear protocols. VO2 max requires high intensity workout, either biking, elliptical, climbing the stairs, running, rowing. The key here is that the intensity is so high that you cannot do a continuous work. That's what they go through intervals. And you have heard high intensity interval training, where you are on the bike, high intensity for a certain period of time, then you rest, then you repeat that several times. There's a particularly well-studied protocol called the Norwegian 4x4 protocol. You warm up for 10 minutes quite thoroughly. Towards the end of the 10 minutes, you should feel that you are ready to go. And you're gonna do the following. 30 minutes, strong intensity, high intensity. How high? Well, at the beginning, it's going to be difficult to gauge it because you've never done it before, but it should be so high that towards the end of the 4 minutes, you should feel like you really want to stop. That's a good gauge of 4 minutes strong. When you finish your 4 minutes, you're going to be really exhausted. Now you stop, you go at a very slow pace. It will be probably walking at 2 miles in the treadmill, or biking, like the bike doesn't even turn on, like it's really slow. Moving or maybe walking around very slow for 3 minutes. That is one repetition, right? It's the 4x4. So you guess it. You repeat this 4 times. You don't need to go the full protocol day one. You might start with gauging that effort of 4 minutes and trying to do 2. And then you realize like, okay, well, the second one really gets compromised if you do the first one. And then you progress to get the 4x4. How many times a week? Only 1, maybe 2. And remember, you're supposed to be doing cardio for 5 to 7 days a week. So you take one of those sessions and put your Norwegian protocol. And now the last protocol, you will not believe what it is. This is a secret weapon in your arsenal for cardiovascular health. It can be done in just 5 minutes, but it is equivalent to a mile jog. What are you doing in this protocol is amazing. This is a form of resistance training, but it's not what you think. This is called high resistance inspiratory muscle strength training. You heard that right, inspiratory muscles. This is about breathing. You can train the muscles responsible for inhaling. How you do that? Making inhaling very difficult. So there are some devices, some breathing training devices, that they can regulate the level of occlusion or obstruction or difficulty of the airflow. So with one of those devices set up at a 75% resistance, which is high, you do 30 breaths and that's it. 30 breaths a day. That workout can be done probably multiple times in the day if you want to go kind of like at it. And you don't need to start at 75%. You can start those devices regulate. But this is something that many people cannot believe that it even works for resistance for cardiovascular health. Let's sum up. We give you five techniques. You don't need to do all of them at once, okay? If you want to. Aerobic foundation, aerobic training continues. Isometric training, there's no contraction with no movement. Then the classic weightlifting, resistance training. Then the Norwegian 4x4 protocol for VO2 max development. And then the IMST, the Inspiratory muscle strength training. I hope that you find value in this, and if you do, it would mean the world to us that you click like or you subscribe to our channel, you make comments and you spread the word. Thank you.